UMAR Ahmed, IFL TV, MTK Global, on a public workout for Whyte Chisora 2. I'm joined by the knowledge, Spencer Fearon. How you doing, sir?
I'm really good, you know, even better for speaking to you.
And you. Great interview firstly with Coogan in Dubai.
Yeah, it was
good.
Yeah, thanks, yeah, nice. I speak the rules. So I'm very grateful to get to express things to make people understand how this thing really goes. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Yeah, you talked to Coogan about Wilder Fury in depth, so we'll leave it there. Let's talk about another heavyweight fight, grudge rematch between two London boys. Going to get straight into it. What's your pick?
The pick is Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte's the one on momentum. Dillian Whyte is the guy that has shown me that progression. You know, his fight against Lucas Brown, Dillian Whyte actually showed me that he can administer patience. He's improving. I think Dillian Whyte tried in the first fight. Dillian Whyte tried to fight how he's going to fight on Saturday, meaning that he wasn't polished enough to do the things that he wanted to do in the fight. He was trying to do it and he's falling short. And then it just he went back to what he knows best. And what he knows best, he knows I can have a tear up with you. And that's what it was. It was a tear up. And when you watch the fight, seriously, Derek Chisora was very, very unlucky to get that decision. Because you watch the fight. You watch the fight again. I've had to do it quite a few times. I did a tactical breakdown. And when you watch it, he could have got the decision. This time that's going to be a different story because I've seen an improvement. I've seen an improvement in Dillian Whyte. But what happens is this, and I'll go back, 2008, Derek Chisora was British champion at the time, and Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte had a spar in a Real Fight Club gym that I used to run back in the day. Dillian had no boxing experience. He'd been trained then by Leroy Harris, who was my old amateur coach. So Leroy phones me up and said, I've got this really good heavyweight kid, but he's a kickboxer, so you want to have a look at him. So he comes down, and I get a phone call from Don Charles. Have we got any heavyweights in the gym? I said, yeah, Dillian Whyte, come down. So he comes down with Derek. Derek's British champion, right? For 6 rounds, they had an hellacious tear up, right? And really and truly, Derek's British champion, right? And being a former ABA champ and everything else, he's not meant to be having those wars with a relative novice. But that's how special someone like Dillian Whyte was.
How old was Dillian at the time?
Dillian was about 18 then.
18?
About 18.
And had a hellacious fight.
Yeah, about 10 years, 10 come up 11 years, yeah. Vicious spot.
Wow, okay. So how did you have the first fight?
How did I have the first fight? I slightly favoured Dillian, slightly, because he was the one that was doing the fundamentals better. But if it went the other way, it could have gone the other way. But because he was doing the fundamentals better when he was allowed to do the fundamentals better, like he was jabbing, he was trying to do the more classier work. That's why I slightly gave it to him. And not only that, but when Derek scored with big one-shot punches, right? It was like, oh my gosh, but they weren't sustained attacks. When Dillian was throwing shots, Dillian was trying to sustain the attacks.
On the inside as well.
On the inside,
yeah.
And he created this as well. Like when he was up close, he'd like palm off with a forearm and come up with uppercuts. So because of that, I would say slightly. But if it went a draw, I couldn't argue about that neither.
Okay. People who are picking Dillian in this one are pointing to the fact that he's improved a lot since since his first Derek fight. The wins over Hellenius, Lucas Brown, Joseph Parker. But then obviously Derek looks in phenomenal shape as well under David A.
Listen, I go back to see when two guys know each other, and they've sparred many rounds with each other. When two guys know each other, the gulf in ring generalship and mind games and everything else goes away because you know somebody. This is how it goes. It's like if you've got a little brother, you two could have fights day in, day out, right? But because it's your little brother, you'll fight, and then certain times when your brother starts to get older now, he's not scared of you no more. This is exactly the same as these two guys. These two guys can start off, and it could be well. Right now, you know, Dillian's done the better work with great wins over Parker, with a great win over Lucas Brown, and you think, okay, well, it should be a foregone conclusion. But there's something about when two guys know each other and they're sparred, the fear factor's gone out the window, and also the realization or apprehension goes away. So you're not really worried about what they do because you spar someone, so you're used to that person. And you know when they say like familiarity breeds contempt? Familiarity always breeds a very, very good fight. And so on this time here, I think that this is exactly what's going to happen again. Like, not exactly thrown out the window, but it's going to be controlled aggression from both guys.
Right, okay. So do you think it'll be a slugfest again, or will Dylan box smarter?
Dylan will box smart, but he'll get drawn into what he does. And what people don't realise is that now that he's better equipped mentally, but in saying that, Derek Chisora knows that this is last chance saloon for me on the big stage. And that's what's going to make Derek dig, and now his newfound belief that he's a born-again Christian, that's what's going to make him dig incredibly deep. This is a special fight. I think this fight could actually be better than the last fight.
Really?
Yeah, trust me. You think, what are you talking about? I'm telling you, you know why? Because in the first fight, nobody had nothing to really lose. They say, right, this time here, one man's facing retirement, right? And the other man,
verge of a world title shot.
Right. The other man's on the verge of world title fight, and if you lose, you might as well retire as well. So it's one of them kind of ones. So it's all that everyone knows the importance of this fight. Both camps know the importance of it. Derek Chisora looks in fantastic condition, right? And as long as he's mentally equipped, it's going to be one of those fights.
Okay. So you're saying Dylan Whyte on points or knockout then?
I think maybe Dylan Whyte late stoppage, but in saying that, I think he could have some rough moments. But I think Dylan Whyte 11th round stoppage after being roughed, but then him controlling things with a better boxing ability. I would say that. But I am saying if that cross-arm defense that Derek Chisora does, and if he moves side to side, and as he moves side to side, and he can throw those hard shots, but he needs to double up on those shots, not just throw single one-shot power punches, like double up with the left hook, then boy, we don't know what could happen, man. I'm just looking forward to a great fight, man. That's it. I am really, really looking forward to a great fight.
Just the last one on Dylan and Derek, not in terms of the actual fight, but have you seen all this stuff with the voodoo thing that Johnny Nelson's been going on about?
No, Johnny Nelson's talking nonsense, man. Let me tell you this. When that happened, that Sky, this is a liberty, right? This shows the diversity of Sky. When that happened, Dylan spoke to Derek in a broken tongue, native to Zimbabwe. That's what it was.
Dylan spoke Zimbabwean?
Yeah, you got 7 different dialects in that country, right?
Okay.
But that's what it was. So it was a form of broken English that he said to him, like, really, I'm going to beat you up.
Right.
But because nobody knew what it was, so I get a phone call from Johnny Nelson straight away. Oh, Spence, I'm sending this recording. What is it? So it's not. I don't believe in voodoo. Come on, man. You understand? You know what I mean? Or like and the next thing, Johnny Nelson said, in the West Indies it's called juju. It's not called juju. It's called obia in the West Indies. Get your facts right, Johnny Nelson, man. You're there trying to speak on black things you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're a black man.
I touched upon the fact that you spoke to Coogan about Wilder Fury, but what's your gut instinct saying? The rematch will happen?
Most definitely. Wilder wants the rematch. I know personally Wilder wants the rematch. Yeah, he wants the rematch because he wants validation for the performance, and in his head he thinks that he can knock out Tyson Fury. And not only that, but he must have learned from that fight, right? And Tyson Fury wants that rematch for the simple fact that he believes that he won the fight. But me personally, if I was Tyson Fury, I'd go to fight Anthony Joshua straight away, because as far as I'm concerned, you beat Deontay Wilder in the first fight. And I like the fact how...
but does he want to go into that Joshua fight with a world title?
Yeah, of course he would. But you know what? He's got a title of being a lineal heavyweight champion, and maybe people don't think that means anything.
People are dismissing. Yeah, I spoke to Eddie Hearn. He said, "What does that mean?"
Eddie Hearn is going to dismiss it. If it was that way around, he wouldn't dismiss it. I'm just being real. I'm being real. I can't dismiss the fact that the man's a lineal because I'm old school. You know what I mean? And you guys call me historian of the knowledge, not because I want to be called that. It's because I actually know my history on the game. So if you used to go through this thing of lineal sometimes can be bypassed and end up to be with someone else who becomes a lineal. So I'm saying Tyson Fury is the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. And he proved it even more so. He done something that Muhammad Ali couldn't do. You know what I mean? After 3 years out to come back, you know what I mean? 2 fights, at least Muhammad Ali fought Oscar Bonavina and Jerry Corey, who were top ranked contenders. Tyson Fury fought 2 also ranked guys you most probably wouldn't hire for sparring, and then to go in and fight Deontay Wilder in the way that you did, you just proved something that you are very, very special. But I'm still going to say Anthony Joshua is the best heavyweight in the world because you got a draw. Regardless of it wasn't a draw, you got a draw. Anthony Joshua is still the best heavyweight in the world.
Okay. And you think Joshua will fight the winner of Whyte Chisora, not Miller?
Well, you know what? Listen, I think that if if
Does the Miller fight interest you at all?
no, not at all. All right,
Okay.
not here anyway.
It'll be in America. Eddie said it would be in America.
Cool. Then have that fight in America, and then so be it. But I would see it like this: if Derek Chisora gets the win, then he should fight Miller. If Dylan Whyte wins, then Dylan Whyte should fight Anthony Joshua on April the 13th.
Okay. Where do you see Luis Ortiz in the picture, if at all?
I don't.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't see him in the picture because you got comprehensively beat, even though you was giving him a proper run by Deontay Wilder. So I don't see him.
Do you think Joe Joyce can beat him? There's rumours about that fight.
Listen, do I think Joe Joyce is special? But sometimes you got to hold it down, not being on too much of a rush. You know what I mean? You don't be in too much of a rush. And you know what I mean? So, but Joe Joyce could give anybody. I rate Joe Joyce. I think he's very, very good.
All right, Spencer Fearon, thank you very much for talking to ISL TV. Anything you'd like to add?
No, nothing else. Lastly, I like to say this: like the more gratitude that you express is the more abundance that you experience. I'm grateful for everyone who writes on this thing and writes comments, good or bad. I don't care. Keep on calling my name. I'll keep on telling you. These things are like helium because they give energy, right? So when you're saying anything good or bad, it acts as helium to rise my balloon. And try this, know this part here, right? Understand the power of I am. Anything you become, you say after it, that's what you're going to become. Anything you put after it. So I'm doing my best trying to live a positive and fruitful life, and I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing for MTK Global Foundation. We're doing great stuff. We're feeding the homeless on Christmas Day. So anyone not doing nothing, come down to the Bricks and Soup Kitchen. We're feeding the homeless down there. Come and help out.
Respect to that, Spencer Fearon. Thank you very much. See you soon.